Okay, so to briefly explain what has happened in the game up until the point where part 13 starts, it's gonna be a little tricky. I don't really understand it myself. The story is kind of, well, it's complicated, to say the least. But I'm gonna try actually to explain what has happened and what the game has set up until the point where part 13 starts. So there seem to be like two worlds, one called Cocoon, where actual human beings live. It's kind of like a normal world, a bit high-tech, more high-tech than our world. And then there's another world called Poles, where actual not human beings, actual magical things live. And these magical things seem to be controlled by something called a fal'Cie, which seem to be like some kind of an overlord that actually controls these magical things. The two worlds were at war with each other, but they seem to have come to some kind of a truce where the fal'Cies actually can remain in Cocoon, but the citizens of Cocoon are not happy about this because they seem to have drawn the short straw in this truce, and if they actually live too close to the fal'Cie, they can actually become this thing called an LC, which is it's kind of like a prophet of the fal'Cies. The LCs get a mission, which is called a focus for some reason. Anyway, they get this focus, and they're supposed to complete this mission. If they fail, they turn into like a mindless zombie that wanders around. It looks like something from a Resident Evil game. If they do fulfill the focus, they turn into crystal and gain eternal life. Now, to me, it seems like it's a lose-lose situation, and that's what the main character of the game thinks as well, which is Lightning, the girl on the cover. And her part of this is that she's trying to find her sister named Sarah, which has joined the fal'Cie and become an LC by choice. But she didn't tell this to Lightning, and she just took off and became this LC. And Lightning is out to find her and actually save her and bring her home, talk some sense into her. The next character we meet is the black guy. He's called Saz, which is actually my favorite character. He's kind of funny. So far his voice actor is actually great. He's the only one that actually has good voice acting in the game. He feels genuine and so, but we don't actually know why he's in the game. Nothing has been revealed yet. He's kind of like there for the ride. He was there with the Lightning at the start of the game. So they don't seem to know each other, by the way, so I have no idea why he's in the game yet. And that'll be something to find out later on, I hope. They're gonna expand on that. After that we meet a guy called Snow, which is Sarah's fiancé. He's also out to save Sarah, but at the same time he actually leads a resistance, I shouldn't say army, it's kind of like resistance in Final Fantasy VII. They're kind of weak and they only have a few members, and they fight against the LC and against the Poles world taking over Cocoon. After that, I should say, with Snow we also meet two other characters. One guy, I think his name was Gardeau. He's kind of like a Waka ripoff. We didn't actually see much of him, just kind of like 2 minutes of the game he was in, and he seemed to be like a good friend with Snow, but nothing has come out of that yet. Also another girl called, I don't remember, Blanche, something like that, some French name. We didn't see much of her either. We just saw her together with Snow at the beginning fighting the Poles army. After that we meet the redhead girl, which is called Vanille. She seems to know Sarah. It's hinted at in the intro that she actually knows Sarah, but we haven't really seen what their relationship is. So basically the whole plot so far revolves around Sarah, which is Lightning's sister. Also for the ride is a guy called Hope. It's the guy furthest on the right, the guy with the scarf. His mother died during the intro, so he's kind of tagged along because he doesn't have anywhere to go. He wants to find out why she died, or he knows how she died. He actually saw her die, but he wants to confront Snow because in the intro, Snow actually hangs from a cliff, holding his mother in the arm. She's also hanging, and she actually kind of faints and lets go of Snow, so she falls to her death. So he wants to confront Snow and actually find out why he didn't save her. I don't know, it seems kind of stupid. I mean, it's not like the guy let go of his mother. She just fell. It was an accident. But yeah, around part 10 or 11, we actually got to fight a boss. We actually met Sarah inside this fallacy, and we had to fight a boss that reminded me a lot of the boss in Chrono Trigger, the one in the future that has like 2 probes that you actually have to destroy before you can attack the main boss. So after killing that, everything basically turned into crystal, including Sarah. Sarah also turned into a crystal, and it basically turned the whole area into a crystal lake. So we were running around there trying to find Sarah because she got separated from the group after she turned into a crystal. We did find her. She was still crystallized, and the Snow actually was left behind trying to free her from the crystal prison. He was trying to dig her out, so I think we'll probably return back to him at some point. But right now we are with this group of people that are trying to escape this crystal lake, and the Pulse army is after them. So we'll see what happens. That's basically the story up until where part 13 takes off. I know it's kind of hazy, it's kind of a bad explanation, but I don't quite understand it myself. It seems like it's kind of self-explanatory. It's not that complicated, but for some reason it's kind of hard to grasp the whole situation. Mostly because they use a lot of different names like Fal'C, LC, Focus and stuff like that. I don't understand why they couldn't just have called it something different. I mean, I understand that they had to name the worlds Cocoon and Pulse, or I don't understand that they not that they had to name them Cocoon, but they had to have some kind of a name for the worlds. But yeah, we'll see. I think if you actually play the game and you actually put like 4 or 5 hours into the game and kind of try to understand what happens, you will actually get the story. So my recommendation is don't watch the first 2 hours of intro if you plan on buying the game. Just buy the game and play the intro and experience it for yourself, because you're just gonna get confused watching cutscene after cutscene and not really getting what's happening. So buy the game, experience the story for yourself, and yeah, that's basically my recommendation. If you're not gonna buy the game, you don't actually have to watch the intro. It's kind of pointless. You just get some backstory, but you can actually find a description of the game online, or look at Wikipedia or something, and you'll probably get the same experience. Anyway, it's getting close to the 10-minute mark, and what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna explain what the game has actually taught us in respect of the battle system and how the skill points work and stuff like that. So stay tuned for next video.